versus Reunited.gg and, yeah, IDDQD on match point.
Yeah, so Gibraltar going to be a fun map. Second time seeing it today yet again, but excuse me, I'm a little disappointed that we didn't have any of the control maps, though. I really wanted to see those.
No one... What? People are banning out the King of the Hill ones at the moment. It could be because maybe they don't quite have a super robust understanding of it. Maybe they haven't screwed them enough. I mean, there will be one team who just, like, busts it out and just starts wrecking people on it because it escapes the banning process or whatever, and they've practiced on it. Pretty sure that was what Melty did, actually.
We saw Volskaya, and that caught off Peepoo's crew, I think it was.
Catch out anyone, to be honest.
Yeah, well, at least
best of one, having to play a control map is pretty rough, but fair enough. So many cookie crumbles.
Yeah, we're into game here, so let's drop you straight in. As we do potentially get into our final game of the night. It's IDDQD on the attack. And of course, on the defense, it's going to be Reunited. And currently, you can see IDDQD up 2-1.
Yeah.
So, we can go over the maps really quickly. We had Nabani, which IDDQD did win. We had Dorado, which Reunited won. And of course, as we just saw on King's Row, that map did go in favor of IDDQD.
Yes, so they're looking pretty good so far, and IDDQD were very good on this map against Melty. Really shut them down, shut them out, if you will. You know, it's kind of hard to say where the rankings are with our top sort of 3-4 European teams right now. Reunited are looking okay, but with teams like IDDQD, specifically them actually being so damn good right now, we're still having to let the waters settle and actually see who's on top. But to be fair, right now, IDDQD are looking to be amongst the best. Eccentric, of course, up there. But, you know, Reunited maybe a little bit more behind the 8 ball than they once were. Anyway, let's see how they go on this one. Let's see if they can take it to a map 5. It is going to be IDDQD attacking on the red side. You can see the Internet Hulk has already made his way in through, trying to get some of that higher ground, but Winghaven will be waiting.
Well, Unfix, he's just charging straight through on the Winston. He's actually playing for his team this time.
God.
And that's what the dangers of a Widowmaker can be, especially taking down some squishy targets, but with more falling. I mean, the thing is, I'm sure all of you out there, if you do have access to the game, you've played Zenyatta, you know how damn hard it is to stay alive with him. But that's what you have to do. I mean, the game for him is just about not dying because you're so squishy. But then able to get this first checkpoint with damn ease. And that would be a strong damn start here for IDDQD.
Getting sick of saying it, but Pluppy really just opened that one up. And of course, with that recon visor, he could see his opposite number so easily. Mendo goes down. That was actually Taimu who got the last kill there as well. But Fnatic struggling, Reunited struggling to hold up against the push here. And again, you've got to be careful. If you're Zenyatta and you've got a Widowmaker belt and you're in the head, you need to get the heck away because you're not going to last very long.
Yeah, not at all. I mean, not to mention, Zenyatta can do some ridiculous damage in a 1v1, especially if you're able to hit headshots. And that's just too easy trying to stay alive, but Hoga's just knocking straight on this front door, and he will fall. And this is another checkpoint. This is like super speed out of them. This is phenomenal.
Really doesn't not look like a good map for Reunited whatsoever. We can see Internet Hole coming through and just cracking heads as he made his way forward. He goes to the high ground. Pluppy's already there, setting things up, making the shots, and you can see that Mendo was forced to just go to reflect, but there was Valley Tiger. At least he's managed to shut down that Widowmaker for the moment. But Pluppy going to pick her up again, and it's going to be very, very hard to deal with. She is wreaking havoc.
So, Pluppy, I'm actually surprised he's still sticking on this one. He's going to get rushed down here. He's going to have to switch away from that one. Not much voltage you can do in that situation. But you can just see, I mean, they pushed up very far. The Earthshine going to be coming through. It's going to connect on a 1, yes, but 1 isn't necessarily what you want to have happen. But it has halted the aggression. It has halted the push at IDDQD.
Yeah,
and Hulk is just trying to escape, but he won't be able to do that. And they have to wait for his respawn to come in before they can push again. But look at that, Pluppy again, taking out Winghaven.
Yeah, he's been strong. He does go down, of course. They actually killed each other there, so I'm not really sure how that worked out. Maybe a poison mine and a charge. I'm not sure. Pluppy probably wants to stay alive a little bit longer than that to really make good progress here. But again, timing on your screen. He's been getting some good pickoffs along with Pluppy. And now we'll again look to try and press forward here as well. You can see very, very good time being set so far from IDDQD. If you didn't hear that the first time, they're looking really, really good. Mendo is on that Genji as well, who has been shut down multiple times. And, yep, Pluppy has switched to Genji himself.
You can just see him running away because that Orb of Discord, once he sees a Winston on top of him, he knows he can be immediately taken down. There's a Deadeye coming out of time. We were only able to catch on it too easy, though. But you can still see that was some ridiculous damage coming from Pluppy, still behind the enemy team, especially with Internet Hulk off to the side to help him out. And this should ideally be a wipe coming through. Unfixed, no chance you're going to survive that one, son. And it won't be a next checkpoint just yet. I would imagine Reunited will have enough to mount up the defense one more time. But this is still a ridiculous time. I mean, a minute 15 to get this far in. They're going to come in from the side to try to look for something. Valtage trying to come in from the top, but he doesn't have ultimate up just yet, but he has now gotten it.
Gets some good damage down as well, but Pluppy again is going to come in towards me. Really wants to make sure those damage dealers don't get any sort of free time. Oh. The reflection kill comes out. The big, I guess, embarrassment, I guess. The big FU in its own way. Good little work there. Again, Pluppy just trying to back away again. Mendo does to get the better of him this time around. Just maybe. Fnatic, I've done it again. Reunited, hold on here. We're doing well tonight, aren't we, Jason? You're sick.
I've been sick for like a week. But, so, Reunited, like I said, they've been able to hold on to this one. They've been able to fight back. IDDQD, trying to think about what they can do a little bit differently this time. Pluppy's been just a massive pain in the ass for Reunited this entire series so far. Mendo's just trying to be able to respond, and he's actually able to take him down in a 1v2. Unfortunately, it looks like Hulk's not going to be able to, trade that kill back, and this is going to force them, to retreat, and they're going to run immediately away from this fight. But if they can't survive it, if they go down yet again, they'll be missing out on a lot of cooldowns. Taimu, Chips, and Pluppy all have ultimate available, though, so they can go for this next attack and be, relatively fine. But Valtage is going to look for the opportunity, look for that position to get off a great Deadeye.
It does look like Reunited are starting to, again, find their feet here. You can see Mort coming in with a pretty clutch transcendence to keep things nice and healthy for Reunited as they came forward. Again, Pluppy, doesn't want to play the Widowmaker, feeling maybe a bit vulnerable in this part of the map. He may switch to it later on. You can see that's maybe why. As he tries to come forward, he's going to be shut down. Into the Hulk manages to get back on towards the ground. That payload has made good process. That's a good Earth Shatter as well. Valtage, though, got 2 kills. And Unfixed now is going to be in trouble if he doesn't get up high. He tried to get up there. He comes back down. And Reunited have been able to bounce back quite nicely here after a good ult from Valley.
Yeah, that Transcendence coming out of Chips, it's all good and such. It's going to keep you alive, but it won't keep your teammates alive from a Deadeye. And like you said, they did eventually fall 2 men from Valtage. It seems like they finally, hit a really big wall in this map so far. I mean, look how quickly they took the first 2 checkpoints. A minute and 15. We're now 5 minutes and 20 seconds into this first half, and they've been struggling to just get this payload even around the corner up to that final checkpoint before the end.
They've been held up. There's no doubt about it. They definitely got a little bit more progress to make before they start feeling okay about this one. Again, Coco, shield up out in front, working forward, and then Hulk goes forward as well. He does have that primal rage available. Let's see when he decides to use that. He's still healthy for the moment, so he'll probably hold on to it. As he does manage to get rid of Unfixed now, and he's going to use it just to try and deny some area. That's a great way to do it. Pushing people right back. Pluppy managed to take down 2 easy. I think we do see a rogue. It's so hard to see what's happening.
That's got to be a spec mode bug there.
The red, yeah.
Yeah, 5 minutes, 54 seconds. I mean, we'll get that checkpoint. Still putting up a damn good time. But I think Reunited has starting to show that they have what it takes to help defend this one and help take this into a 5th and final map.
Well, we'll have to see now. Taimu really starting to wreak some havoc here as he makes his way forward. Internet Hulk did go down, but Taimu's just trying to pave the way for a successful push forward for IDDQD. And to be fair, it's a pretty good start so far. You can always see the Genji of Pluppy is again duking it out, but Unfixed was there. He managed to take him down. He's going to push forward as well. Not quite unsupported, but a long way far forward of his team. But again, buying some time, pops his shield down, backs around behind it. And now we'll see the regroup here of IDDQD.
Okay. Let's see. Ultimates, let's just take a little bit of a stock of things. Mort, Unfixed, Valu, Winghaven, 2 easy. All with ults up. Coco, and then we give up have theirs as well. Taimu finally able to get his. And this is going to be Pluppy coming in from the back yet again, looking for Mort. And, well, he's not able to take him down this time, actually. He was finally eventually able to get him with the reflex shot, but having a little bit more of a struggle than he would have liked to previously.
Orbit Discord, and there was a whole team going towards him as well. And there's nothing, the only thing worse than trying to fight a Winston as Genji is trying to fight a Winston when you've got Orbit Discord. Really, really hard to do. So, fair enough. Good hold here from Reunited again. They're looking like they've slowed the pace of the game down a lot more. And that suits them, I think. That chaotic game, I don't really think they like it. I think definitely IDDQD thrive on coming forward, like we're often seeing Internet Hulk do. Wants to get in people's faces, wants to try and shut them down. And we've seen the same from Unfixed. He's trying to copy that, or at least emulate that in some way to gain some ground back. But good little push up towards the top side here as well, denying this sort of ground, and he's going to go for that Primal Rage. He did get stunned up, but now he's used that Primal Rage, and he's locked in the 1v1 up against that Valley Tundra. Gets him, though, well enough, and he continued to go on his rampage here. But again, lacking teammates has another good hold here from Reunited.
Yep, maybe not. Oh, we haven't even the charge as well on the Coco. You're not really going to survive with that Discord on you. We'll eventually fall here. Yeah, I mean, the payload's healing him up quite a bit. I'm surprised I haven't killed him just yet. I mean, also there's 2 routes you can look at. They couldn't kill him because they were missing shots, or they didn't want to kill him until they waited a little bit longer because they're going to need the Reinhardt for the push back in again. So it buys you just a couple of cheeky seconds.
It's harmless and it helps you stagger the spawns.
Exactly.
Mendo and Valutage are up top side again. Ultimates, a lot of them available for Reunited right now. And that includes Deadeye, which I expect will be pretty impactful if Valu can get a good vantage point. There's a sound barrier straight away. He's going to try and channel that Deadeye. Might have to turn around and again, another unsuccessful Deadeye. There was a shield, of course, and with Internet Hawk behind Valu, he wasn't able to do too much. That was a charge in. That was the hammer down as well. See if it really accounted too much here. Is Never Give Up trying to get aggressive, but Winghaven is in that ultimate form and he's going pretty nuts. Or bananas, as it were. As Mendo spawned back in, ready to rejoin the fight. Does have Dragonblade.
Yeah, oh, time out. He's gonna eventually kill himself, and he did. Mendo's actually able to pick up the kill onto him. He's able to pick up a second as well, as he picks up, I think that was Chip's Hyjin. Really that's nice a stronghold. Yeah, Reunited again, just they're holding time and time again. After those first initial points, maybe they're caught off guard a little bit, but they've been able to finally get a grasp of the game, and finally able to kind of get a hold over IDDQD. I keep changing the name. IDDQD, and just kind of maintain this position. Payload's slowly been making its way up, but Reunited have looked good.
Yeah, I mean, as an Aussie, I also say it really fast, like IDDQD, and people think I'm saying QT, so we don't pronounce our T's very well with an Aussie accent. But anyway, there's a sound barrier. Winghaven caught on his own, straight up against the pile of boxes there, and Never Give Up as well, just trying to make a target of himself while avoiding that damage. Good little pick off to have Winghaven already dead. Here comes a Deadeye out now. That was probably from Valutage, if not mistaken, trying to find a good time to pull it. The shield was in the way, and Pluppy picks him off.
Oh, that was a great shield coming out of that. And they're actually able to go straight in yet again. Pluppy with the sword out. He's eventually going to fall here, but not before his team helped clean up the entirety of Reunited. And the payload, it's going to make its way across. That is going to be a finish time of 9 minutes and 50 seconds. And now, Reunited, they know the time they need to beat.
That's pretty damn impressive. Still, for IDDQD, yeah, it was a blisteringly fast start, but towards the end, they got slowed up, but they persevered, and good push there. Pluppy obviously was a big part of that as well. Valutage just struggled to really make a lot of those Deadeyes count, and that's the thing. Way back last year, where we saw, it was like a solo tank, solo Reinhardt, and that was it. Now you're seeing Winston's thrown in the mix, and maybe Genji more prolific. Things like Deadeye aren't as easy to nail those shots. I mean, yeah, it counters out Zenyatta fairly well because he only really helps against sustained damage, bursts. People still die, of course. You can't heal them through that. But again, more shields, more problems for a guy like Valutage who wants to just be able to channel and ult properly and pick people up.
I was thinking of a song there for that one.
Yeah.
Dude, it's very true. And honestly, maybe... Well, I want to say maybe McCree needs to be changed. Maybe McCree isn't necessarily what you want to have picked up. Maybe a soldier would be a decent lineup because you can do some steady damage and you do ridiculous damage to shields. But I think just the burst potential on McCree is just so... It's too good to pass up. It's too good to not use for a team. But maybe we'll see changes in the long run. Maybe some more patches will come through. But we're getting to our second half here, Mitch. This could potentially be the final map if Reunited can't finish the game quicker than 9:49.
Yeah, again, I mean, having seen the last map, it's really hard to see how Reunited are going to come out of the gates here. I think Melty actually... I think Reunited actually performed slightly better than Melty, if I think about it, in the last half, although we didn't get to see as much of the game, of course, with a very strong attack from IDDQD. Now, what we saw from Melty is that they sat actually up on the high ground until the payload got towards the underpass. Then they jumped down, which was kind of weird, and then they just got wrecked. So they allowed a full-strength IDDQD to come forward to that point. Didn't really get any pickoffs early on. I expect to see Pluppy pull out this Widowmaker. I want to see him hit some shots on the defense. And you can see Mendo, he's pretty much forced to try and counter that out. If he can get one pick, get rid of his opposite number in the Widowmaker, then he'll be fine. I think if you go up against the Widowmaker without one of your own, you're at an inherent disadvantage, especially when you're attacking. Especially in these kind of areas too, where you can get so much, especially in the starting area, if you're playing on the defense side, because you have so much vision of where they're going to come out from, that makes shots relatively easy to hit. But at the same time, like, you're not really going to run a Genji this early on in the map, because if you did, yeah, it's a sausage. What is it dreaming about, an egg? I think so, and it's a sumo sausage with a leak. There's got to be something behind that. I just don't know what it is. D-Gun loves that one. D-Gun, like, every time D-Gun sprays something, you know he's using spray because you can hear him laughing his head off in the corner. He loves his magical sausage emote. Anyway, it is going to be, again, Reunited had to attack here, and let's see, I guess, if... Let's see a good hold from IDDQD. Coco pretty far forward to start with. And
oof. Oh, it gets the charge.
Very nice. Very nice.
And he's going to get the kill. That was over onto 2 easy. Gets a little bit too aggressive. Let's see how these snipes are coming in from the backside from Pluppy. He's just trying to damage that shield down, even use his own shield to his advantage, and he's able to hold them back here. This is looking damn good for IDDQD. Remember, you can see the times on the right-hand side. 46 seconds is what it took them to actually take that first checkpoint, and then 1:15 for the second. And there's absolutely spawn camping them now.
Yeah, I mean, with the amount of damage that we saw Pluppy put down, Never Give Up just able to just spray some of his his left-click fire at head height and was just picking up kills there as well. Strong combination, probably not intentional, but still very, very hard to shift so far, have IDDQD in. But let's see if that changes. We did see a leap up towards the top side. They know that they really need to deal with that sniper, but Pluppy lives on. He's back up the corner there as well, getting shots on towards. Great little mid-air shot. Unfixed has fallen.
Well, they've been able to finally get some progression here. Finally able to get into that underpass. Pluppy's still looking for some shots. Eventually, they're going to switch over too, because once he sees Mendo on Genji, he's going to have to give them one up because it's so damn difficult.
Oh.
You see the reflect shots coming right at him, just taunting each other. It's so damn difficult to go up against a Genji as a Widow because he can flank you so easily, reflect any shots you do. He's definitely, I mean, he's getting being reflected every single time. He's going to have to switch soon. He's going to have to switch over to Genji probably just to match up here. But he's able to get any decent damage here on the push coming in the inside. Mendo just popping up to say hello. Will eventually be able to pick up that kill. Ideally should be able to. And it looks like IDDQD might be able to hold on this one. But they've already lost Pluppy. Mendo going to be coming in for a couple more kills if he can potentially pull it off here. And Internet Hulk is just being knocked away.
Yeah, he's looking pretty good for Reunited right now. It's 3-for-0 fight, that little one. Internet Hulk, Never Give Up, chips high and falling. Pluppy obviously had already fallen off to the side, and yeah, he's going to be picking up that Reaper here. We'll see what he can do with it. Timing were tempting for a cheeky little ult from the backside. Problem is, look, if there's not enough to distract the enemy team, when they hear the sound cue of your ultimate, they're going to turn to you straight away. Maybe now one from the other side here. Great Deadeye coming out from Valitaja. Gets 3 kills on the push forward. That's looking a heck of a lot better here for Reunited. Mendo also getting involved. Takes down Pluppy. And unfortunately, they had to go back for the payload, but that's the opening that probably Valo had been waiting for quite a while.
Well, unfortunately, I missed the first checkpoint timer, but it was a lot slower than what we saw IDDQD do. So they would actually kind of make up a little bit of time here on the second checkpoint, and they're starting to move this third one, towards the third one relatively quickly, relatively with ease. IDDQD need to put up some sort of formidable defense here, because this is exactly where Reunited did it before. Winghaven gets a fantastic charge. That's 3 quick kills, a 4th coming out of Valitaja, and this might look like the payload is going to be able to push through.
Yeah, Mendo doing pretty well there as well, getting quite a few kills off the back, and Valitaja, I mean, it's IDDQD coming forward and then being sent packing almost just as quickly. Very, very strong start. And to be fair, this is also where we saw Reunited start to improve on the defensive side. So it's quite interesting now that they're firing up in this part. It's a sound barrier being thrown down. That's for Reunited here. And that's definitely going to be helping Mendo with 3. Pluppy able to turn 1 on towards Valitaja, but Mendo not going to be stopped here as Mort did take down Internet Hulk. They've got a rogue Genji in their backlines. I don't think they're going to worry about it too much here as the respawns have to come in as Pluppy has fallen.
And 3:13 is the time it took them to get here. I think we might see that 5th map here. Unless somehow IDDQD can pull up a phenomenal defense at this last point on Gibraltar, I think we're going to end up seeing Hanamura.
Yep. Hanamura?
Hanamura,
Really?
5th map, yep.
Oh, baby, that's sick. A point control map to finish it off. How interesting is that going to be? Nonetheless, here we're on board with Unfixed, and he's trying to deal with his opposite number. Internet Hulk actually gets to be the Hulk right now with that Primal Rage, and it is, for the most part, forcing Reunited back. But you see, what I like about him is they will give ground if they have to. Unfixed doesn't fancy having to respawn in, and you can see just how far up they've been pushed by IDDQD. And IDDQD need to do this multiple times. 7 minutes still left in the game, and Reunited have already pushed so far forward. It's going to send them a good stead here, and they've shown us some great pushes recently, especially off the back of Valitaja and Mendo. But let's see now. Internet Hulk comes forward again. There's the sound barrier.
There's a charge yet again onto Poser Heart with an Earthshine coming for the back. So Unfixed Tweezy knocked down, and Coco is just going to town all over Winghaven, Valitaja, Mendo. Mort have all follow Tweezy able to join in, and again they get the full wipe. However, keep this in mind, they were forced to use almost every single ultimate in that fight to make this one happen. We're going to start to see some ultimates come online for Reunited, which will give them a slight advantage coming to this next fight. So yes, it was a one fight for IDDQD, but they've got nothing now to work with here in this next attack.
That's funny. Maybe they're happy enough blowing all their ultimates on that fight, but maybe that's something we'll see as the game develops, this team being a bit more, prudent about their use of them. But anyway, Unfixed goes forward here, but most of the fight actually happening towards his own flanks, and he has to jump back in behind his own team lines. There's Pluppy, there's Mendo again, doing battle, as always, trying to find him here as well, and everyone's dying quickly, more quick than I can even jump to them here, but it looks like, again, another successful hold for the most part by IDDQD, as Fnatic have lost a few, and Time, who, again, in the backline, still able to do the good damage.
And you're seeing exactly something Internet Hulk is doing to completely counter out against Mendo is just hold W and hold left click against him. Nice Earthstrike comes in yet again. The Transcendent's going to be here to join party, but the burst is real. Taimu pops up. Mendo's right behind him, and he gets, well, not the kill necessarily, but he does help save his teammates' lives. And finally, Reunited are going to get around this bend and start to be able to push through. Or will they? Ploopy is still alive in the backside. Internet Hulk is there as well. Chips trying to come in to help out the best he can to his team. Leftvik's able to help clean up, and they will finally turn this corner.
Mendo, that was a massive play from him. Stopping that Deadeye is what has allowed Reunited to get this far forward, and they're probably not going to stop here. They're going to continue if they can. They got both tanks on hand, but again, they're going to have a full force team of IDDQD up to deal with. They're going to position the camera here. It's going to be a messy fight here. They're going to go straight in for it. You can see the Zenyatta hasn't even made his way up the stairs. Now, Chips High End does get there. Uses that Transcendence. We have a sound barrier, and Taimu being threatened by Mendo. He drops down. Mendo slicing and dicing to his heart's content, and Chips High End is the only one left on the point. It looks like we're going to have a 5th map.
And finishing in about 6 minutes and 10 seconds time, they have done it. We will see that 5th map here, Mitch. It will be on Hanamura. Now we're all tied up into a piece.
Damn, Hanamura! Dude, that's going to be interesting. Probably the second control map I think we're casting tonight. Poopy, you know, I'm all about there being a star player, but I don't think there's been a play of the game that he hasn't been in, especially when his team has won. But this is good work from him, of course. His team lost it actually, though. He's still ripping. Very nice.
I was more concerned if you're... I can't do it. My voice is completely effed. But yeah, 5th map, Hanamura. Yeah. What else more is there to say?
Not much, except let's go for a break and wait for these teams to get their stuff sorted when we come back. Yes, it's going to go to a 5th map for the second time in the last 2